Welcome, friends! Your favorite degenerates, Krista and Jason, are at it again. Let's celebrate the day.
What's the situation, Degenerate Nation?
What's happening, degenerates?
All right, so we've decided to do another drink, and we're in our comfort zone, but we're doing something we've never done before. We're on tequila today.
Yeah, I'm actually a little nervous.
So we're a little scared.
Yep.
Yep.
Tequila.
Everybody has a bad tequila story.
Yes.
Everybody.
Mine's recent.
And we're gonna do maybe. It may be recent. So, tell us about today's drink, dear.
Okay, so I got to put the old lady glasses on, because I'm getting there.
When we were in Cozumel,
Yes.
we had margaritas.
Margaritas.
And
yes.
So one of our, since we've been doing some port drinks from our last cruise, we thought that this would be a good time to bring the margarita out.
Yes.
We're totally deviating from Carnival's recipe, right?
Well, so we're not even. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're actually going back to history though.
Right.
We're going back to like today's standards and literally back to the 1930s. So a margarita.
Oh my God, the 30s.
Right? We're old. So a margarita is typically tequila, orange liqueur, lime juice, and lime juice with, and it's got usually on a salt rim glass, and they make it all fancy. I mean, some bars do like waterman salt and call it good. Some places actually go the extra mile and do it how it was, done back in the original, of dipping it in lime juice and then adding the salt to the lime juice.
Really?
Yeah, really. So there's 3 different types of margaritas. Right?
I know 2. I don't know 3.
Okay.
So we're all in for an education today.
There's on the rocks.
Got it.
There's frozen.
Had it.
And there's straight up.
What? What is this voodoo you speak of?
Straight up means no ice. So it's a warm mix, which.
Okay.
But that's what it is.
Of those, tell me we're not just covering that one today.
Nope. So we're only going to do 2 out of the 3.
Feel free to venture out on your own, Degenerate Nation. I'll leave the straight up one to you.
Yep, we're doing 2 out of 3.
Yep, gotta leave a little something for our friends.
So here's another little fun fact. This is the margarita actually started out as the Daisy. And the reason is the Daisy actually has brandy in it instead of tequila.
What's the deal with Daisy?
Okay, Daisy, people during Prohibition, they were trying to come across the border to Mexico to get alcohol. And they really didn't have a bunch of brandy in Mexico. They had tequila. So they started swapping out the tequila for the brandy. And in Spanish, Daisy is margarita. So that's how it's a margarita.
Margarita in Espanol means the flower daisy.
Yes.
Huh, I did not know that.
Yes.
I'm learning something new every day.
Okay, so there is lots of versions of this, but the earliest tequila-based cocktail recipe was actually in a 1930s book called The New Cocktail Book, by G.F. Steele. Now, it didn't give the proportions exactly as we have a traditional margarita, even in the mid-1930s. So, in 1936, in the Syracuse Herald, they called a tequila, there was a drink called the Tequila Daisy, mentioned in Syracuse Herald in 1936. And then there's an account of a 1936 Iowa newspaper editor finding this magical cocktail in Tijuana called the margarita. In 1937, it was in the Café Royal cocktail book.
So it has roots documented back to the 30s. So this is just like shortly after Prohibition.
Right. Well, actually, during Prohibition is when it's kind of created. In the Royal Cocktail Book, it called for using picador in the same concentrations as tequila, triple sec, and lime juice as being a margarita. So the picador was also a margarita.
Picador.
Pica. In 1938, Carlos Danny Herrera was at his restaurant in Rancho La Gloria, halfway between Tijuana and Rosarito in Baja. And he created many custom spirits.
That would be somewhere around where Sammy Hagar's Cabo Wabo is.
Really?
Right.
Really?
I'm just saying, that,
Yep.
Coincidence?
And he created this, one of his customers was a former Ziegfeld dancer named Marjorie King, who was allergic to many things as far as cocktails go, but not tequila. So one of his employees, Albert Hernandez, was also acknowledged for bringing the drink to the United States in 1947. He brought it to San Diego at the La Plaza restaurant.
That was a long trip.
Right?
All the way from Tijuana to San Diego.
Yeah, what's that, 20 miles?
Way to go. Wow. You're really a Christopher Columbus type over there.
And the history, I mean, I got tons of history, but it's really funny because Jose Cuervo didn't come out until 45. So they were running ads.
Be careful with the blasphemy here.
They were running ads in 1945. They still are. But they were running ads in 1945. So it's a little mixed, a lot of the history gets convoluted and mixed up.
As with all, if you watch any of our drink videos, you see that it's
a mess.
It's impossible almost. I think the Sex on the Beach is as close as we can get to a guy that was definitely the inventor.
So, it's really funny, Albert Hernandez has supposedly brought it to the United States in 1947, but in 1945, Jose Cuervo was running ads. So, I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of history. The first known U.S. publication of the margarita recipe, the actual recipe, was in 1953 in Esquire magazine.
Esquire.
And it was an ounce of tequila, a dash of triple sec, and juice of half a lime or half a lemon. Now, I've been doing some history on Ernest Hemingway, and
you knew it was coming, right?
Yeah.
The Hemingway connection.
Yeah. They're actually, he drank the drink, but he wasn't really fond of Mexico. He stayed more in the Caribbean. But lime and lemon juice.
Oh, it's suntan lotion. Sorry.
Yeah, I got 100 on my face because it's hot out here, honey. Ernest Hemingway really enjoyed lime and lemon juice. So he would frequently mix anything with lime or lemon juice. As long
Most
as
likely booze.
Yeah, any alcohol. So I'm sure he'd had a margarita at some point because it was mixed with lime or lemon juice and then a little bit of sweet, but mainly sour. So
this seems to be a slight, well, I shouldn't say the Beachcomber was originated out of southern and northern central California.
Right.
But this one is a departure from the Caribbean and drinks, or the Floridian. We've landed a lot of Floridian history for drinks.
It's very similar to the original daiquiri, which is rum.
Well, the world
lime
was a bigger
juice,
place too,
and simple
right?
syrup.
Right.
Exactly.
So the distance between the Caribbean and Baja, Mexico, was like a long way back in the 30s.
Yeah. But a lot of cocktails, I'm noticing it's alcohol, lime juice, simple syrup, ice, club soda, some mixture of there, but it's alcohol, lime juice, or alcohol,
and
lemon juice.
some other stuff.
Orange liqueur is really, really common and is very common in a tequila recipe.
Just so happens we have some.
And
I'm not
yes.
a big fan of orange liqueur, Krista.
No.
Not so much.
No.
Hence the little tiny bottle you see in front of you. There's no sense in buying a large bottle of orange liqueur because...
Not in this house. Not up in here.
Not up in here.
Not up in here. Okay, so because margaritas are so popular and there's so many different variations, you want to explain the variations we're doing today?
Well, I guess we're going to do what I know as a Cadillac margarita. It's basically a margarita on the rocks.
Okay.
Southern California, when I first learned of a non-frozen margarita, it was called the Cadillac margarita, and it blew my mind.
Ah.
One of a terrible tequila stories I have, of multitudes of terrible tequila stories I have.
I
But
have those too.
my friend took us to, was it TGI Fridays or Flaky Jake's or one of those restaurants with a bar, and introduced us to Cadillac margaritas, which I had never heard of. I knew they existed before that, but we were drinking and they were very, very good, and we kept drinking because they were very, very good. And then you get off the bar stool and you find out that you are freaking hammered.
Yes, the
On
floor.
tequila, which something about tequila has an extra something.
I think that's
to
why
it.
someone created that T-shirt. 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3
floor,
tequila
yeah.
floor.
Gotcha. Yes, ma'am.
Can't
That
say
is
it.
Absolutely accurate. Anyway, so I identify Cadillac margarita and margarita on the rocks as the exact same drink. If that's not true, then please correct me. I'm certainly not a person in the know of things. And then obviously the frozen margarita. We all
Yeah.
know the frozen margarita.
Actually, that's
very-
exactly how the frozen margarita was created.
It melted.
No, someone just decided, you know what? This ice is driving me nuts.
Over this whole
They dumped
blender
it in a
thing. There's
blender
gotta
and
be
went
an easier way.
and bam, because they didn't probably
Which
didn't
was
have
first?
a shaker.
Do you know which was first? The
Yes.
frozen or the
The Cadillac.
What? Nice. See.
The Cadillac.
And I actually prefer the Cadillac, but you will find as there are multitudes of people across planet Earth, there are multitudes of opinion and taste. And right down to which is a better, a frozen or a Cadillac, or if you like Cuervo, the golder version of tequila, or you like the clearer, more refined version like Patron, or some of the high-end tequilas that are out these days. I find I don't think there's as many tequilas as there is vodka, rum, and bourbons out there.
No,
Or I'm just not a tequila guy, which
We're not
I
tequila
readily
people,
admit that I'm
so-
not in the know of tequila. But one tequila we do love is 1800. I'm not a big fan of regular Cuervo, but I love the flavor of 1800. So 1800 is what we're using today.
that's because
We've had this bottle for
a while.
3 or 4 years.
Yeah, we don't drink much
We're
tequila.
we're not super duper
No.
big on tequila.
No. We have a
It's
big bottle of
usually-
Midori too.
Yeah. If you need some melon liqueur, please stop by the
Yeah.
Casa de Degenerate. Pick
Yeah.
yourself up a little bit.
Yeah.
So anyway, what do you want to do? You want to mix up a Cadillac first?
Well, I think we should use this recipe.
Yeah. So we're going to use 2 different recipes. One for frozen, which is going to include, which is basically right off the back of the Cuervo mixed bottle. Like I said, we are completely departing from Carnival's recipe because basically they're just in bed with Patron
Yeah.
as a vendor, which is a good thing. Everybody loves Patron because, in my opinion, it's a little less bitey than your typical tequila.
Yeah, I agree.
But basically we're talking about the same thing. This stuff just has triple sec in it, which is an orangey sort of limey thing, and
Right.
the Cadillac is gonna consist of Grand Marnier, an orange liqueur, tequila, and this mixer. We
Yeah.
haven't had the Zing Zang mixer yet, so I'm excited to try it. I do love the Zing Zang Bloody Mary mixer.
Zing
Find
Zing?
that to be very, very, very appealing.
Yeah, we might.
It's
we
quite
might have
tasty.
To add, we might have to add that to one of our lists. Okay, so it calls for 3 ounces. Again, we always try to make 2 drinks at a time
So
because.
I'll throw the recipe up.
So I'm measuring out 6 ounces.
Brought
Okay.
out the big gun.
Yep. Oh, forgot to take this.
I'll go over the booze while you go over that. So the Cadillac margarita comes in at 1.5 ounces. You all right? Oh dear.
We got fatal issues here.
1.5 ounces of tequila. That's 40 proof tequila. 1800 is 40 proof. And 1 ounce of Grand Marnier, which comes in at 40 proof as well. And we're looking at somewhere around a 10% drink with the watering down of the ice and the 6 ounces of the Zing Zang mixer and all that. If you were a purist and you mixed your own, I'm sure you could figure out how to do that.
Uh-oh.
What? That's
It's
all we
all
need.
gone.
That's all we need. That would be a 9.75 drink, run us about $1.10 per ABV. You know, we use beer as our comparison, and beer comes in at $1.49 per ABV. So we'll see. I'll rim our glasses with salt.
You're gonna rim. That sounded
I'll
inappropriate.
give our glasses a rimmer.
That sounded inappropriate. Oh my gosh. Okay. I lost my picture. So I'm adding some ice. into my absolutely favorite shaker. Shaker, shaker. I love this shaker. Where'd the rest of my lid go?
It's in front of it, sorry.
Oh. Love my shaker. The colder it gets colder if I shake it longer.
Now typically I have always had a Cadillac margarita in a shorty glass. Seems like that's just kind of what it comes in. Versus a frozen that comes with a, you know, the what, martini-ish looking, you know, fancy stem glass.
And I have always had a margarita in one of those. I really didn't know that they had Cadillacs until I saw you drink one time. I thought a margarita was always frozen.
Just like I thought the daiquiri was too.
Yeah,
so,
just like the daiquiri.
man.
I mean, all of these drinks. Actually, the frozen margarita. Well, never mind. We'll get to that later.
Hey, you know where tequila's from? Where it was invented?
No, where?
The town called Tequila.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Cheers.
So cheers. We're gonna drink this. We'll be back 20 minutes after we finish.
Yeah, you know the drill.
Bye.
Mm.
Oh man, that's good. It's got a little tequila to it.
I like that zing zang. It's not quite as
Zingy.
tardy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that really. It's a lot mellower.
Yeah, I don't know how much sugar's in it.
Yeah, you don't want to know.
Okay. It's actually really good.
It's smooth as fuck.
It's smooth as fuck.
Smooth as fuck.
Okay. Well, I said bye, but
Yeah, I guess. Okay, bye now. Sorry.
we're really out because I'm gonna go float in the pool
With the
with my
Cadillac.
drink.
Cheers. Welcome back.
Hi.
So that was a Cadillac margarita.
Yes.
Delicious. I think that we learned some things about the difference between mixers. We had the Zing Zang margarita mix and
Zing.
found it to be much, much smoother. Yes?
I like Zing Zang. I'm much better than that stuff.
If you like the really sour nature of the margarita, then I would stick with the Jose Cuervo Master Mixes, the traditional.
Right.
We found the Zing Zang to be a lot smoother. So, like those
Easy-
gummy worms with
easier
all
to
that.
drink.
Yeah, the gummy worms with the sour
Yeah.
candy. Yeah, and that's what this lacks, is that really, really super duper sour taste. So no heartburn for me. We're doing good.
This was actually really good, and I tried this just straight up,
Yeah.
and I tried that one straight up. That not so much.
So let's do the math.
Uh-oh. Can I have crackers yet?
You can have crackers whenever you want.
I might have to break out the big guns after this.
.08.
Look, see, it's kind of a whoop whoop.
2 beers before the drink.
You said you were going to have another beer.
Well, we had to wait, so I had to have this freaking water.
Oh. So, what are we doing now, honey?
You're blowing.
Well, I gotta get rid of Cracker Mouth. So I'm stalling.
I'll do the math. How's that? So we're going to do the frozen margarita next, and we are going to use the Jose Cuervo mix and the ice and the traditional blended drink that we're all accustomed to. And it comes in 1.5 ounces of tequila in it. We're going to use 1800 again. It's 40 proof. And the mixer, we're not going to use Grand Mariner. We're just going to use the mixer. And it'll come in at about a 7.0 or so, depending on how much ice is in it. So we'll figure that out. 0.08, we're even. 2 beer head start.
Woohoo! Ah, fuck it. Give me my crackers.
Well, how about you mix this
What
up?
do we? Okay, so how am I mixing this?
All right, so you don't have to look too far for the recipe for a frozen margarita. It's on the back.
Oh, yeah.
So we got 1.5 ounces of Cuervo, so 3 ounces for the two.
Got this.
Yes, you do.
I got what you need.
Boom.
No, that was 2. That's 3.
You are, I think you're a little heavy on your pours. Is that not true?
No.
Okay. 4.5 ounces of this, so 9 ounces total.
Bring out the big guns. Oh, you took the cap off.
Got it. We're going to try to use Krista's NutriBullet, which seems, I think this is actually made for health drinks.
Yeah.
So you can make your own smoothies and stuff like that. And here we are perverting it into another use.
Shit. I'm really heavy on the margarita mix.
Okay. It'll be a little tart. A tad tart.
Tart. Okay, what else?
It's on the back of the thing right here.
Oh,
1/2 cup of crushed ice.
got it. After I get a bite of crackers.
So a cup of crushed ice.
Now this is not crushed, so my NutriBullet's gonna have to work at this. A cup?
Yeah.
There we go.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay. We're on. And then the ingredients follow up with whip in a blender to enjoy frozen or simply on the rocks. Serve in a salt rim glass with a slice of lime.
Ready?
Ready.
Love this thing.
I think you were a little shy on ice, but that's just me.
You want me to, I can add more ice.
Is it slushy?
No?
Doesn't see it. Look. No. Uh-oh. I got issues with the,
Make it work, honey.
I did.
Work it out.
You got it.
He was worried my NutriBullet couldn't handle this. I'm like, oh yeah, he's got this shit. He can take ice and just chew that crap up.
Is it slushy?
Yeah. Slushier?
Slushy.
Slushier.
Is it like a margarita?
I added more than a 1/2 cup of ice.
Is it like a frozen margarita?
No.
Okay. How do we pull that off?
Well, I gotta keep adding more ice, but the problem is I've already added 3 handfuls of ice.
Well, I believe there was a measurement involved at some point.
Yeah, well, how much is that?
There's this, look, I got this measure thing here.
Oh. Okay, well, we'll put a handful in there.
Well, it doesn't matter if it goes in there now. We don't know what the measurement is anymore.
It might be because it's 90 degrees out, too. It's got to be good.
It doesn't look really frozen to me.
Well, it's a lot of, I mean, I whipped the shit out of it. I wonder how diluted they are regularly. That's 4 handfuls of ice.
It just said a cup of ice.
Well,
Or a
it's,
1/2 cup per drink. Let's see what
Cheers.
it tastes like.
tastes like a margarita.
Tastes like a frozen margarita.
And it's slushy.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Need more crackers. This is gonna pack a punch.
Alrighty. So definitely the Cuervo mixer makes a difference. It's a lot more
Yeah.
tart.
I don't like this mix.
It's a pretty drink though, right?
It is a pretty drink.
Alright, so you know the drill. We drink this, and that pitcher there that you've made,
Mm-hmm.
we land on what comes next. Any guesses on what blood alcohol content you'll be after this?
1.2 or higher.
1.2 or higher. I'm guessing 1.0.
For you?
Yeah, I'd be happy to get over the threshold.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome back.
What's up?
Alrighty. So there was a Cadillac Margarita.
Yeah.
My personal favorite.
Yes, with zing
Of margaritas. The Cadillac is definitely my favorite, and the Frozen Margarita through a NutriBullet, which I'm not convinced the NutriBullet is the best way to blend a margarita.
it blends the shit out of things. It's like, man, it chops that shit up.
All right. So tequila, probably not our most favoritist alcohol out there, but the margarita is definitely.
Want to cheese it?
No, I'm good. I appreciate the offer, though.
Want a biscuit?
That's a Delta cookie.
Want a Delta?
Are you like?
I have pretzels too.
Southwest pretzels. Guess who was
How
was flying this week?
How about a dark chocolate chunk?
It's a granola bar.
You want granola bar?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Thanks. So, what do you say we get down to business?
Uh-oh.
All right. So, in all fairness, I had to drink what was left of the margarita mix because Krista was just kind of over it. She wasn't feeling it.
I don't like Jose Cuervo very much, and that's just a subjective opinion. I think the Zing Zang is a much better mix.
0.09. Motherfucker. Son of... All right, I'm out of here.
You drank more than I did.
What's it take around this place?
I have seen you well over 1.0 many times, honey.
Well, we've been married for 25 years and together 30, so there's that.
Right?
What happened? It went from like 10 to 3. 0.09.
Yes! I've been eating the shit out of this, and chips, and Cheez-Its, and I might have to break out the Chex Mix.
So there you go. That's a margarita.
I don't like, I think in a perfect world, I probably would never order another margarita.
Well, there's so many variations on the margarita, and we will expand. The mango margarita and the strawberry margarita, obviously a couple of fan favorites there.
Right.
And they deserve segments of their own, no doubt. Both on the rocks and as a blended drink. Primarily a blended drink would probably be where most people know it from. You had you had a picture of strawberry margaritas on the ship.
All by myself.
As a non-frozen drink. And they were pretty good.
Started out frozen.
Did it really? I thought that was like an on the rocks drink. Oh well. Anyway.
Started out frozen. It's because they expect you to drink the pitcher in 20 minutes.
Well,
which
it says
is when
serves 4 on the menu.
Well, it served me for 4 hours.
There you go. All right, so we got this blood alcohol thing out of the way.
Right? So I'm not a margarita fan anymore. I thought I was. I tried it. I'm with the Zing Zang. I prefer that much better. I think it's the heartburn, the after whatever, the zing, the zang, the whatever's in the Jose tequila is not working for me. Jose, that one. That's not bueno.
It's much more sour than the Zing Zang.
That's no bueno. This one's actually mellow.
Well, you've had Patron margaritas as well. Would you recommend Patron over a traditional gold tequila?
For me, I like Patron because it's a little cleaner. It's a little easier. I mean, I can do Patron shots and not have any issues, but I can't do even 1800 is.
So what do you say when
rougher.
we do the strawberry or the mango that we do Patron?
I like Patron.
Yeah, see, I'm an
You
old
like
fart.
it dirty.
An old fart, so tequila tastes like tequila when it's Cuervo. And
He wants to be naughty,
the Patron,
dirty.
the Patron came out long after I started drinking, and it was like, well, this ain't tequila, you know. So, and nothing, I ain't got nothing against Patron, right? It's all good.
And that's why you like Cozumel, honey, because he's just the right amount of dirty.
It is, but I don't know what that has to
And
do
so
with
is
tequila.
the tequila. This tequila is the right amount of dirty.
I have had plenty of shitty tequila. That
Oh.
well tequila, you know, when you're like,
Yeah.
you and your friends get going, and then all of a sudden it's, well, what do you want to do, bro? Let's do shots, man. And then you order 4 tequila shots, and you don't specify which brand of tequila, and it comes right out of the urinal. And it's disgusting. I've had mezcal with the worm in it.
Have you ever eaten the worm?
Of course.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't.
It's a whole different video, though.
I can't get.
You won't find that on YouTube.
I can't imagine. That's just sounds
It was
nasty.
just a worm. And then I didn't like, whoa, I ate the worm, bro. You know, it was just like, all right, so now I've got a worm in me. Normally that's something we try and stay away from.
Right? That sounds icky, honey.
So
You should go on Fear Factor because you could eat the bugs and shit.
Okay. We could do just shitty ass tequila shots.
Okay.
So tequila, or a tequila in general, not your favorite booze. And
No.
Patron over Cuervo 1800 would be your favorite, where
Probably.
I would be vice versa, the converse. And margaritas, we like margaritas. I don't dislike margaritas. There's just, you know, as we were varying up our poolside drinks, I could picture a point where obviously you can see where that's happened to us in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So I like a margarita.
Well, and the same. I mean, your taste is so different than mine. It's the same reason, like you like bourbon and whiskey and that type of stuff, and I prefer all different kinds of rum. So it goes right along those lines. You like the harsher, the dirtier, the
Hey, easy.
Of,
Dang.
well, no, I mean it's just different tastes.
I don't think bourbon's harsh.
Some bourbons can be. Can make me breathe fire.
All right. So, and then we were discussing while we were dicking around out in the pool, the buzz, right? The effect of different styles of alcohol on the brain.
Right.
And so I don't know if there's what science is behind it, because alcohol is alcohol, but beer has a different buzz than tequila, that has a different buzz than rum, that has a different buzz than gin, that has a different buzz than rum or vodka. And it seems like you're gonna find the thing that suits you the most, and that's probably gonna be what you gravitate toward.
I don't think I've ever had a gin buzz.
But no, probably me either. But no matter what it is you like, I'm sure at some point you will come to tequila. It seems to be at some point in everybody's drinking
totally
adventure
different
that
buzz.
you're going to encounter tequila. Where if you're not a vodka person or a rum person or a bourbon person, you could probably avoid it. But at some point you're going to come to the intersection of tequila and where's my underwear.
Oh,
Have you ever lost your underwear?
I am keeping silent at the moment.
Taking the fifth, huh?
Yep, that's what I'm taking. The fifth.
That's freaking tequila right there, in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
If you ever get to the Smithsonian Institute and take a picture of the Frozen Margarita machine, I'd be really interested in seeing that because I've never seen that before. I've been to the Smithsonian, like 13 different of the museums, but that would be really cool. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Jose Cuervo.
the mix,
The mix.
not the 1800 tequila.
The 1800 tequila was fine in the Zing Zing. Or Zing Zang, Zing
Okay,
Zong.
I just want to
Zing-
specify that before the Cuervo folks get after me, because I'm one of those people.
Okay, well, this combination was fine. This combination, not so much.
And I'm not a big Cuervo regular, whatever that is, the unleaded fan. I like the
Unleaded? What's that mean?
whatever the regular Cuervo.
This is 1800, which means it's more refined,
I will
right?
spend the extra few bucks and buy 1800 any day of the week.
Does that mean it's more refined?
It's just to me, it's a better tequila. But
Okay.
by no means am I a tequila expert.
It's higher up on the shelf. That's all I know. Yeah, I think my NutriBullet probably over Zippity Doodad the margarita to make it not as fuzzy friendly or fluff chunky. It shredded the shit out of them ice cubes. So probably a regular blender would be better. But I love my NutriBullet.
Okay. I'm not sure we used it toward the purpose NutriBullet intended.
I'm pretty sure that this is not the intended
We
purpose.
may get a nasty gram from NutriBullet if they ever watched our video going, really? Really?
It's useful for many things. They advertise it chops ice well, so we put ice in there.
With tequila.
Well, they didn't say what I had to put in it with it.
Oh, good.
Anyway, love you guys. Have a great week. Celebrate the day.
Celebrate the day.
Thanks for watching. Much love to our friends. Be the good in the world. Spread the love and go on an adventure. Please like, comment, and subscribe.